Hi everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today I have another Christmas card for you guys. I'm sure you guys can tell that the Christmas bug has bit me, and I'm trying to get a little bit ahead of the game here. So I thought, as you guys know, I love this Winter Wonder embossing folder. So I did a card in more of the traditional Christmas colors. I'm using Real Red, Garden Green, and a little bit of the Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer, as well as some Garden Green ribbon. So let me show you how we created this for today's project. My card base is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I have a piece of Whisper White that is cut 4 by 5 1/4. Now let me give you a little tip here, because this is going to be we're going to have another layer on top of this. Feel free to die cut anything that you want, or that maybe if you're doing another project out of this white, so that you can save some paper, right? And then I have a Garden Green layer here that is 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to bring the Big Shot in first and do our embossing as well as our die cutting. So here we have my favorite tool, my Big Shot. I have the Big Shot platform in there. I have one cutting plate. I am going to grab my Winter Wonder textured folder. Let me just make sure my paper is straight. And I'm trying to kind of get the snowflake centered. Oops, I just moved it in my folder. All right, so that looks good. We are going to put our other acrylic plate on top and run this through. Alright, and as I mentioned in one of my other videos this week, this is the emboss side, so this is the raised side. We are actually going to use the debossed side on today's project. And then let me just switch my platform. I'm going to put in my magnetic platform and one of my cutting plates. I'm going to grab a piece of Real Red, and I'm using the snowflakes out of the seasonal layer thinlits for my dies. So I'm going to run this through. Okay, we'll set that aside. And then I'm going to grab a piece of our Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer paper. This can be found in the annual catalog. And I'm going to use that for the little snowflake. Okay. Alright, let me set the Big Shot aside. And we can start to create our card. I will get the Big Shot brush and foam pad here, and we're just going to get our pieces out. Okay, looks like I have one little one there. There is our red snowflake. Now we'll get the Dazzling Diamonds. Now the Dazzling Diamonds paper is a little bit thicker, so because I didn't roll it through twice, I wasn't thinking about that. You might want to use like your paper piercer or something just to help ease those out. With the precision base plate over the magnetic platform, you would probably not have to do this, but I didn't have my precision base plate on there. Alright, and then we are going to, like I said, we're using the deboss side, so we're going to layer these together. And I'm going to get my fast fuse here. Okay. We're going to layer this Garden Green right onto our white. Give us a nice pretty border. Okay, and then I'm taking the Garden Green ribbon and we're just going to wrap a bit of this around our layer. So I'm going to grab a piece of Scotch tape and I'm going to hold that right there. I just like to check myself again to be sure I'm straight. Okay. Now we can put this layer down onto our base. Make sure we have a nice, get my fast fuse there. Okay. Let's lay this on. Hard to see my score line. Just like that. And doesn't that real red just make it pop right away? I love it. Okay, let me give this a nice crease. And then as you can see on my original, I did a bow. I wasn't too thrilled with the bow. I thought it was a little big. So this time I'm going to just do a tie knot. So I'm going to cut myself a little piece of the garden green. And we're just going to tie that around that layer. And then you can kind of see a little bit more of the snowflake. Let me grab my ribbon snips. I'm going to cut this on an angle. And for some reason this is not wanting to cooperate with me. Sometimes you just have a day where things don't want to work. Okay. Now I'm going to cut that. There we go. So I like that better. I like seeing a little bit more of the snowflake. So it's completely up to you. You can do a bow if you prefer that. Now we will go ahead and put down our snowflake. So I'm going to use a glue dot on the center of my red snowflake. Okay, and we're going to stick that right here in the center. Okay, and you'll see I didn't put any adhesive on the actual pieces of the snowflake because I do want that to come, you know, raise up, just to give it a little bit more dimension. So with the Dazzling Diamonds snowflake, I'm going to take our fine tip glue and I'm going to use that to adhere this down. Okay. Just be sure you close up your fine tip glue right away so it doesn't get clogged. And then you're going to lay that Dazzling Diamonds right in the center. So hopefully you can see that sparkle. And then we're going to bring in our basic rhinestones. And I'm going to use my piercing tool again. And we are going to add one of the larger rhinestones. And if you're concerned at all about these falling off, you can put a little bit of that fine tip glue in the spot where you're going to stick those down and they should be okay. Now we're going to use the littlest, I should say, rhinestones and add those to all of the circles. You can get these rhinestones, it's a great value, so you get plenty in the catalog. So I don't mind, you know, using them on a project like this. And I think it really does make a difference, especially on something of this nature. Okay, so let's bring in the Garden Green ink pad. We are going to stamp the Merry Christmas from the Merry Patterns Hostess set. You can use any Christmas set that's your favorite. We're going to stamp that right there. And then for the inside, I'm actually using a sentiment out of the Star of Light set, which is still available in the annual catalog. That was one of my favorite sets from last year. So beautiful. And we're going to stamp that in the real red. So we're going to do the tone on tone here. Let's ink that up, and we're going to stamp May Your Season Be Peaceful, Your New Year Be Bright. And we're going to stamp that right in the center. Give that a nice rub. Looks good. Okay. And then we'll also do our envelope. As you guys know, I love to do my matching envelopes. So I have a medium Whisper White envelope here, and we are just going to stamp the snowflake from the Colorful Seasons in the real red, right in that lower right corner. My real red is super juicy. And there you go. That completes today's project. I love it. I think it's elegant but simple. And I think it's a winner. So if you would like to purchase any of today's supplies, head on over to the description of this video. Don't forget, if you are ordering in the month of October, there is a hostess code for October. I will put that up on the screen. You can use that. And I do look forward to being back with you guys real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.